No.
So welcome everybody. Welcome. We had to do some extra work for Dana to get the password there, but it worked. Sydney is popping out sometimes because his internet connection on the what was the island he was sitting in? Polynesia.
Polynesia.
French Polynesia.
Yeah.
And that's somewhere tropical. Well, it must be beautiful.
And he's on the iPad too. So.
And he's on the iPad. So and Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi is also on our side, not at the very best. We disconnected our phones so that the Wi-Fi we got is working only for this. So I hope everything works out. Welcome. This is the second time we are in Myra. Well, and things are changing for us because energy is getting different for us. We're getting more connected to nature and connected to beings like Jessica is showing now.
Yeah.
and yeah, being in nature does really make a difference. This week we talked to Sydney about this topic, and going back into nature is really changing things for everybody. And we feel that it's like, for us, it's like a coat is getting off from the city life. And even when we were feeling things were getting off of the city, the city
stress,
the stress, things attached to you don't even know. Then even then we understand that it's even more entangled into your system than we expected. So it's really interesting what all is happening. And you're not on mute, Jessica. So if you're talking to me. And so we are really happy that you are here. We are doing a lot of clearing work. We talked this week with Nicola Russell, and we were expressing that we're working on clearing the pineal gland a lot. So we found some kind of meditation, and we started doing that every day. And we are going to gear that up. We're going to gear that up to do it 4 times a day for clearing reasons. And this meditation is helping to clear all attached emotions on the pineal gland. And it looks like the pineal gland is like a core instrument in your body to attach old emotions. And it's not only emotions of this life, but of many lives. So probably we'll connect to that as well today, to do some codes on that to help clearing the pineal gland and to connect to the pineal gland more and more. And of course, we're going to share the meditation. Of course, that's a good question. Jessica, thank you for that. We're going to share that meditation today so that we do the short version. Otherwise, it's taking a long time. It's not planned for this, but we will do the short version, and so that everybody gets the feeling hopefully gets the feeling what we are going through as well. That's being said. Is there anything specific anybody wants to be working on? And that's normally I will go in a round, but this time with the meditation we do it differently. So if there's anything specific, you say, okay, I really need to be watching for something specific, you can mention it. And otherwise we start with the meditation of the pineal gland. Anything specific?
Not really.
No, nothing. Okay, then we start with the meditation, and I will read and translate it directly. That's a tricky one, but it's okay. Okay. It's and of course connect to your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. And even if the words are not directly clear to you, just go into the flow. This is a meditation which is helping you to get into contact with your pineal gland, to clear the energy around your pineal gland, so that your body, your physical body, is better understanding where it's at this moment. Okay, so with the hand on your heart, your eyes closed, you can go through your body and see how you are in it. Just connect your toes, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your head. Just connect everything. And if you have this connection, and even if you don't have, we're going to move to your head. Connect to your head and try to find the stillness in your head. And then if you find the stillness, whether you find it or not, we're going to move into the heart. You're connected to your heart with your hand, so it's easier to connect there. And in the heart, we can find a bathtub, a bath. And the bath is filled with beautiful healing crystals. And these healing crystals are accompanied with healing frequencies. And the healing frequencies are accompanied with healing herbs. And what you do is you step into this bath and you really go into this bath and take your bath. Go dip your head also under into it so that you really get into it. And the intention, what you do, is to go to the perfect 0 point. And all is aimed so that your pineal gland gets into this beautiful bath. So what we do is, by getting into this bath, we're clearing old emotions, old memories, and they're all going to connect to the 0 point. We want to go there. And it's all aimed to get you to the best script written for you, even that you don't have a filling in of what it is. It's the best, the perfect script surrounding you. So take this imagination of this best script for you, breathe this in, and breathe it into your head. You breathe it in from the heart, because there's the bath, into your head, and then by breathing out, you can bring this information into your body. And I will accompany it with a couple of frequencies and codes. So breathe this into your head from the bath, in your heart, into the head, and by exhaling, it's getting the information into your body. And it is all aimed to clear your pineal gland. So the codes for pineal gland are also and it seems that the pineal gland in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities was a magnet of attracting emotions which weren't released. So this code will help you to release old emotions. So letting go of these emotions. They're not needed anymore. And you can feel your pineal gland. You can see it if you cross eye in with eyes closed. You cross eye upwards to your pineal gland. You can feel your pineal gland. You can contact it. And when you feel like it, you can come back to the place you are now. Slowly open your eyes again. And this was a bit of not fluently spoken meditation from my part, because it was real life translation and the meditation. But the whole idea of what we are doing is, and we do it. We start doing it once a day, and now we're doing it 4 times a day. Is you can close your eyes look cross-eyed, and then you watch over. First, you start probably watching over to your third eye. But if you move it a bit further on, the third eye is the portal to your pineal gland. And if you cross-eye with eyes closed towards your pineal gland, and you put yourself in this bath of crystals, frequencies, and herbs, you will feel that the old emotions are letting loose. They will vanish first, and probably they will come back to you in your during your sleep, or even during the day. Things can pop up suddenly in your mind, but they will be getting. It's like if you put something which is hard into water, it solves it. Wacht even, waar moet ik heen? Ik snap niet wat je bedoelt.
Okay. When you put your focus on your pineal gland, try to keep the focus there for between the 1 and 5 minutes. And you will notice how hard it is to keep the focus to that spot, because all sorts of memories, thoughts are coming involved to it. And see them and put the focus back on the pineal gland again. And it's not necessary to dive into the old memories, and it's not important to dive into the future memories. The most important thing is to make it quiet and let the emotional blocks that are attached to it just they fade away.
They dissolve.
As you repeat this many more times.
And it's almost like when I learned meditation, when people say, when I closed my eyes, my mind was like exploding. Everything was happening at the same time. So just let it go. You don't have to connect to it. And it will dissolve. It will go away the more and more you do it. And the funny thing with this pineal gland meditation is that you feel that you can make the connection with the pineal gland. You can feel that. So it's really, it's alive for you. And secondly, by doing that and putting your pineal gland and your whole self into this bath of crystals, frequencies, and herbs, you will feel that everything around it will dissolve, and it will very quickly show you the way that there are so much emotions connected to it. And in fact, what we believe, and we are still feeling into that, is that these emotions are the things which are holding us into this body, that makes us believe that we are this body. And by disconnecting the old emotions from the body, we can disconnect from the body being we are, and become the multidimensional being we really are. So it helps us to be guiding the body of being pure, healthy, things like that. Because in this planet Earth, all the distraction and the seductions on this planet are all aimed to really put you connected to this body, and they distract you of being yourself, your purity. So I hope this helps you with be more clear. And of course, Patricia is writing it down for me, pointing out, be in the now, because being with this connected with the spinal gland, there's no future, there's no past, there's only now. And everybody's always talking about being in the now, which is really easy to talk about, but interacting with other beings is makes you distracted from the being in the now. So it's very complex. For being in the now, so you can close your eyes, put your hand on your heart. For being in the now, we can give you some codes as well. So what I'm going to do is give you codes in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities to help you, support you, and open this remembrance that you are this multidimensional being, not the body you are in. That being in the now is helping you open the spinal gland and detach everything that's around there. So the trick will be doing this exercise, listening to these codes, that you will slightly get into this feeling of the pineal gland detaching old emotions, therefore being in the now. There's no future, there's no past, there's only this. And understanding that all things happening on this planet is distraction and seduction. And so focus on your inner world in the now. All connected to your pineal gland, the pure of light, strongest light, the highest good, the highest light, all in the heart. So now we are coming back in this now moment. And who is volunteering to say something about this? How was how was it affecting you? Could you feel it, your pineal gland? Did the meditation work out for you, or did the coach do something? Is there any? Did you miss anything? This is now is the moment.
So hello everyone, and the second one I felt it more in my aura. So the first one was more in my pineal gland, but the second meditation we made was more from ground and coming from earth and coming through my body by my aura. So it was surprising for me because I didn't expect that it will come from my aura. I thought it will be more heart or third chakra. So then it was good for me because the first meditation was more on my third eyes and the second one was more in my aura. So both come to my heart and join at the end, and it was helping to opening my heart, because I think that we need to be both aligned up and down to be better in our heart. And what I want to say also is I discovered maybe with one friend yesterday talking that sometimes it's hard to open our heart with the ego, because to open fully to love, we need to focus less on ourselves. It's a kind of paradox because it's always us who can see love, but also it's also us that push us out of love. So because we identify ourselves to suffering or to that we are not good enough. So I think it's about the ego also to feel unconditional love and to be more here and now, because we need to think, to understand that what we think ourselves is not limited to our body, but we are bigger than that. So in a way, it's more easy to understand now when we don't only focus on our body. Mm-hmm. So on the ego in paradoxally. So that's what I wanted to share with you.
Super. I will take in a new round of codes. I will take the stop identifying with emotions. So I will put some codes on that as well. Thank you for that, Sydney. Beautiful. Dana.
Welcome.
Dana, welcome here.
Hi.
How was it for you?
Well, for me, it's just home. How to go? It's just the intention. When you make an intention to go somewhere, then you're already there. But you know me, I don't need steps to follow. I just breathe it in, and then it sinks hard. So even by being grounded as well. Yeah. Because indeed, what like Sydney was saying as well. The mind, the ego mind, connected to the emotions, programmed is such a different voice than your higher self, your multidimensional self. That's a different type of voice.
Yeah.
That has patience, that is soft and kind, that's observing, not judging. Oh, and to get to learn that voice, that's very important. So good to put like this, disconnect from all the emotions and not make the emotion the real you, because it's just an energy.
Mhm. Yeah.
We have a storm, right? Beautiful, it's transformational, the storm. And the whole country is like, well, when we just came in, like, oh, an alarm from, well, the local alarm from the Netherlands came up. And I'm like, oh, it's just a clearing energy and transformational energy. And
Yeah.
we got to just honor that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just be in the storm.
be
That's
in
what
that
we do because we don't follow any news, and then we're like at the
Me
storm.
neither.
Okay, we are there. So
Like-
we don't. We were driving yesterday for 3 hours, and Patricia was looking and said, "Oh, there's a snow forecast." Oh no, it was for last week, and we saw some hail, but and there were like alarms, and then and it's all this distraction and seduction, but it's still the same. Just be. So beautiful. Thank you for that, Anna. Yeah. Jessica, because now you don't have kids now, so maybe you can say something.
Yes. Well, it was a beautiful meditation. I loved the tip of crossing the eyes while you were closing your eyes so that you can feel that vibration, activation. I love that. And, I love being a human. One of the best parts of being a human is getting to experience, and part of our experiences are the perceptions that we have of them, which create emotions and feeling. And those are what drive our experiences here. And I loved that you said when you are experiencing your thoughts, that it's important not to fight them, to just let them kind of come and go like clouds on a sky that you're observing, and let them come in and out of your frame. And I think that's important because it's when we get that attachment to those emotions and those feelings and those memories, because our experiences are meant for us to experience them, to have our perceptions of them. And that is how we perceive our world as being human. And when we try so hard to I think sometimes not feel, and not feel like we should have intense emotions about things, but just to let them happen and experience them as part of the learning, that we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so important, is to just be the observer, and know that it's okay, that if you do have emotions, strong emotions, that it's okay. And I think that meditation is great because if you are accessing emotions or the emotional body fields and you're allowing yourself to just observe them, that can also, because we talk about the physical body too, and where emotions and trapped energy can accumulate in the physical body. So I think when you're allowing yourself to just be the observer and allowing yourself to feel the emotions, it can help release too inside the physical body. And all of that helps raise the vibration of the physical vessel, because the consciousness is multidimensional in nature anyway. Yeah. And so vibrating at such a high pace, that's why we can go out of body and we can go through walls and we can experience other dimensions and travel that way. But the physical body here on Earth, in this world and school, can't do that. And so, but a lot of the environment that we're around and are creating our emotions and our thoughts it's all energy, matter, atoms, all of these things. And then that can get accumulated in the physical body as well. So it all works together, consciousness and, the pineal gland being the interface of how we experience, the different multi-dimensions in a very third to fourth dimensional world and reality. So I like that. And I think that if people practiced more on, accepting, understanding their emotions, but not beating themselves up so much about it that it takes away from the human experience, right? Because we're still here. If we didn't want to be here in a human body, there's lots of things that we can do to go back to, being spirit. But to be here to feel it and to work on the pineal gland is that's going to help ease, I think, the barrier between being a multi-dimensional being in a third dimensional, fourth dimensional reality easier, and make your experience of being a human fun and more easier.
Yeah.
That was just some of the messages I was getting through when I was doing that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, beautiful. And you give me some ideas from some new codes as well for the second round. So perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Patricia? Oh, no, okay. Cool. Yeah. How is it for you? As a master of meditation?
Actually, before we started, I was thinking to ask your help with meditation to be more relaxed, and there it was, without even asking.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meditation, I noticed a little bit cold thoughts, but quite fast it was over. It was okay to have the thoughts, and then I saw the eagles again.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
So that's really, it was a long time ago, and it did me really well.
Cool. It's important what you're saying is that some people, every moment is different, every now moment. So every time thoughts are trying to get attached to you, the only thing you have to do is get this. You don't put much more energy in it than, oh, there's a thought. Oh yeah, recognize it. You don't get into it. But like Patricia say, if an emotional part connected to the pineal gland is passing in your awareness, it's just there. Just let it be. Don't get into it. You don't need, even if it's old core wounds, you don't really have to get into it again. It's just opening up. It was there, and you can either just see it go away or be thankful for it, that it was an experience you had. So that's a little addition to it. Thank you, Kooten. Okay, Lex.
I don't have much to say, actually.
Okay.
I got really into, that's the only thing I got really into Atlantis again.
Oh, wow.
It's something really strong in me.
Mm-hmm.
That's so I was thinking even of, would be nice to have a session especially about Atlantis one time.
Let's talk about it on another topic, another moment, but it's a good idea, I think. Yeah, yeah. And okay, that's okay for now?
Yeah.
Okay, then Patricia.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna add so much either because a lot of things are said now. The only thing I will tell is that I've been doing this for over a week now, and in my dreams I have so many old experience, old things that that I was trapped in my past. They come over again, and instead of going into the same trap, each situation, I just make another decision. So by the coach you were giving, I was really listening on the other way, then let it all be. I was just listening what you were saying, but from my experience, is that it changed the way you look. And for me, it's bringing so much peaceness. And I think if you make a new round
Mhm.
with all these topics together, then this is the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's make a new round, and let's make it also a little bit like a meditation. So I'm gonna play with it and play with whatever what's been said. Every time somebody is saying something, I make notes of it and things which pop up in my experience, what I think is important. It's only my truth in the now moment. So close your eyes, put your hand on your heart. And what we're going to do is, first of all, I give you some codes that it's easy for you to create your own bathtub with the healing crystals, the healing frequencies, and the healing herbs. It's like this is a bathtub you will carry always with you. And every time you look your eyes inside with closed eyes, you go into feeling with the third eye and your pineal gland. We help that any distractions there is taken away in all time, space, dimensions, and infinity. And it will also give you some extra help, some support in clearing everything around your pineal gland. Oh, and I can feel that the backside of our heads is important. And what really is important in everything is important, but is this now moment. So every time we move into the spinal gland area, we just go in the now moment. Nothing is other importance. There's no future, there's no past, there's only this now, no other nows. And the beings around us will always be alert to help, support, and assist in this. It's all for the highest light, highest good. And as being said, it's that we don't need to identify with emotions we feel. It's just an experience, so we can gasp and be happy and feel the warmth in our heart that we had these experiences of emotion. Juma ai shukuko shu chuku ai shu o no no ai I ana a tu shuko koko toto aya ai aya shukuk urun to ama shu a ni kotu shuyosho. And also to give you a little support in high vibrations. It's like if you go into this meditation, we go first in the body, we feel the body. So like now, feel your body. Start with your toes, your ankles, your knees, your legs, your hips. Move upwards, upwards, upwards into your head. Feel your feet, have your hands, and then you go back into your heart. And from the heart, you can create this bath we just talked about, the bath of healing crystals, healing frequencies, and healing herbs. It's a nice bath with a temperature which is exactly adjusted for your system. And if you put your physical body into this bath, including your head, you can breathe there, there's no problem. You can feel that your pineal gland is moving, opening up these emotions from itself. And there you can just see these emotions. You don't attach to them. There's only the now. This is all This is all making loose the future and the past. It's only the now moment, it's the now emotion. You are in the observer position. Sit in this observer position. Just accept there's nothing else needed. Feeler. So let go of your trauma. Just ara chica. So you can enjoy your emotions. You don't need to get attached, disattached. And accept that these emotions are your human experience. So feel the thankness, feel the love. And when you feel this love, you can open up your heart further and open and radiate this love to all. Feel love, happiness, and complete energy. And be this beautiful being of light. No emotions attached, only the beauty of it. Cross look again to your pineal gland. Close your eyes, cross look upwards. Find your pineal gland through your third eye. Feel the clearing of the bath. Feel it, bring this all to the center. You're going to bring this all to a Blanco script, a purified Blanco script. Bring this whole feeling into your heart. Let your body know that there's a Blanco script now. And just bathe in this beautiful, purified energy. So in the meantime, we have a new face on the block. It's Nico. Hi, Nico. How are you doing?
Hello, good morning, Robert, Patricia, Kooten, Lex, Jessica, Dana. Hi, Pat, Sydney. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
I am very well. I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock for my prayers, and after my prayers, I ran to bed and I crashed. So I don't know what that was about. And I looked at the time and I said, oh my goodness, but I'm here. So half asleep.
Okay. Wake up slowly.
Yeah.
We've been recording it, so you can watch it later on again. It's this topic is mostly focused on the clearing of your pineal gland. And we're talking about how the effects are for different persons. So everybody's brought in some visions, or not visions, or feelings, or ideas. And so we're wrapping it all up to help have a way of working with your pineal gland to get rid of all trauma, so that there is a human experience without the heaviness of it, so that you can enjoy the human experience and still enjoy the multidimensionality you are. Was that a correct wrap up? Yeah. So is there anything additionally needed or felt? Was the opening of the heart extra? Was that felt? Could it be felt? For me, it was really powerful, but I'm not sure if it was for you, because it reminded me that Sydney said something of the identifying with the emotion and then open to be more loved to everything. So that really triggered me. And yeah, is everybody okay? Or maybe even better than okay?
Hard to step out of it.
You had to step out of it.
No, I can't.
No, you couldn't. No, just enjoy the ride. It's something. This is additional as well. What we are doing is doing this every day, every morning. The first thing we do is start this with this meditation, and we're gonna speed it up to do it 4 times a day for every day. I invite you to experience with that if it's helping you in the same way, because what we experience is really deep issues we didn't even understood they were attached to us. They pop up and they show themselves, but you don't need to get into them. You just can let go of them. So it's for everybody. It can be a different experience, but hopefully it brings you really a lot. That's what we feel and think. Jessica.
Oh,
Yeah, because
did I
you
pop up?
Yeah, you popped up. So it must be something.
I just I got a huge message, and it might just be for me, but I suppose I'll share and maybe it'll resonate too. So I got the message that part of being human here and experiencing this school, right, or world that we're on, is we have experiences and we have attachment to those experiences, and we express them in the form of emotions and feelings because that's how we perceive the experience, so that we'll learn from it. And so sometimes I think what happens is that we are meant to have the perception of feelings and emotions. And if we didn't, then we would have experiences and we just would be like, oh, I understand, I'm above that, that shouldn't affect me. And some things, when we come here and we make these plans, or we have these ideas of what we're going to accomplish here on earth while we're here, you need to have those feelings and emotions in order to understand the lesson or to get the mission. And so I got this huge message that was, don't attempt to detach from your realities of having emotions, of having feelings, because they are meant to be there. You're supposed to have them as a human. But what we don't want to have, so this is coming right in, what we don't want to have is that we, you, us, attach to the perception that we are limited by those emotions and those experiences, and get into a victim mentality almost, that says that we're limited, we're victims of those experiences. And then that's where we get stuck. And that's where we get into trouble, because then we then don't see that those experiences are meant to help us and guide us, even if we make the wrong choice, or there's no wrong choice. It's just we make a choice, and then we're given opportunities to understand those choices. So it's not about detaching entirely from the emotions or the feelings. It's detaching from the perception that you are limited by them, or that you're a victim of those feelings and thoughts. And then don't dwell in that. So that's the whole point of just letting those feelings come through, letting the experiences come through, knowing that you may have had trauma in your life, but you're not a victim of it. You're not limited by that. You can still move on with your life, and you can create that as a guiding post of your personality and what guides you and drives you in your mission. And sometimes that trauma, your experience of it and your perceptions of it and the feelings that you have for it, may actually help someone else later on down the road, or help many people later on down the road, because you share those experiences. And I think that's what we're here to do. And I remember when I was first starting out in my spiritual journey, there was always that mantra: detach, have no attachments, have no attachments. And sometimes it can throw you for a loop that says, okay, So I'm not supposed to attach to anything. And if I don't attach to anything, that means I shouldn't have a feeling about it or an emotion about it. I should just let it kind of go through. And if you were a monk practicing in a temple, and or anywhere where you could be alone and you could be completely in a meditative state all the time and not have those, like you said, outside influences or interactions with other beings, here on earth, you might be able to maintain that. But many of us did not choose to do that in this lifetime. We chose to hold our energies and do our work in the cities, in the, coming down off the mountains into, the mucky muck. And to experience. And that's the thing. I love telling and helping people feel that it's okay to be a human. That's what we're here to be. And to have emotions and experiences. Just don't think that you're limited,
And I'm really happy that you are stipulating this. And the good thing about this combination of and letting go of these detachments of these emotions is that they are mostly the hidden emotions, the hidden trauma. And you're normally experiencing emotion, and when you're aware of it, it's beautiful, and you're not getting strangled into it or connected to it too much. But in past lives, or even in this life, there's information brought into your system, not even by you, not even by your own experiences, and that's all connected to your pineal gland. So it's both sides, and I'm really glad that you're pointing it out. So yeah, and this is just one way to, in a playful manner, to work with all these emotions and all these traumatized energies, to just see them, to be aware of them, that they were hanging in your field, and exactly as you're saying, Jessica, and don't become them or think something that this is your limitation, because we're limitless, and that limitlessness is something we can do in another time. Is to really get to rewrite all your scripts. You can do that easily yourself, and then you can create your own clean slate, so that you are that multidimensional being, without being the victim of or any pattern we designed ourselves, or was designed by others. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think too, being a human, we're built, our blueprint is to be able to feel, and that's how we perceive our realities, right? We're able to feel them so we can understand them. And so we are hyper sensitive and hyper aware of these emotions and feelings, and that's why we have them. So we experience everything, and even in past lives and future lives, and all of this all at once. And just because we have a gift, this was the gift we were given, was to feel. We become hypersensitive of it, because I like to say, on the other side, those kinds of things, it doesn't bother us as much. We sort of see the totality of it. But being here as a human, we're naturally built to be more sensitive, I think, to that. And so that's, I think, part of the lesson is to understand what is necessary for you to be attached to and not attached to, and then to perceive more than others. And usually it's the happy stuff that we're supposed to be more we want to be more sensitive to, but we get stuck on the trauma, because that creates sometimes the biggest I don't know. That's something I contemplate about being the human, is why we attach so much, or why we not attach, but why we feel we need to replay, the trauma over and over again. I wonder if the reason why we do that is so that it comes up in our awareness often enough that we say, okay, I'm going to get over this. I don't need this. I'm not going to get stuck on it. And it gives us more and more opportunity to move through it.
Jessica, I have a quick question, if I may ask. But are we the human? You're saying that we're the human. are we the human? Are we the soul experiencing what it is to be human? Because we can look at ourselves from the aspect of, okay, I am the human, I am here to experience, or I am the soul experiencing what it is to be human. And all our other past, or everything that we're actually experiencing, is an aspect of our senses. And actually working with the pineal gland right now is that these are the senses that the so-called human shell that we walked into can actually experience. But I feel that I know myself, and when I teach others, I teach from the aspect of not being the human, playing the role as the human, as an actor and actress would do, because I think all of us are actors here and actresses. This actor over here, his name is Nico, and he calls himself a healer and a teacher. But is he really that? He's actually pretending to be that in this stage of life. But am I really that? And are we all really everything we're calling ourselves here? I feel that the emotion of whatever actor role or actress role we walk into, all of us here, is for the aspect of experiencing. And I agree with you. There's no limitation. And there is just journey, it's just experiencing. And you're right, we shouldn't have the limitation, but are we experiencing as the actors, or are we experiencing as the souls? And where do we like to actually stand in and come out of? So I don't know.
Nico, for me, and just for me, that's a bit of a long topic for the time now.
Okay.
But I understand where you're coming from. I would love to do that, to continue on that. But for this now moment, the idea was bringing the pureness, the highest light, the highest good into all of us, being multidimensional or being a human being. That doesn't really, that's open. It's more
Right.
like it's bringing the ability of that. There's in our experience there, you have the pineal gland in the center of your head, and emotions, traumas, and all kinds of things are put attached to that, and you attach them yourselves to it. And with this meditation, you can detach from it if you want, but it gives you the space to play again with it, and that space brings a lot of openness. And Sydney was referring to that. If you are getting into that openness, you are able to open your heart in a different way, and you can reach out from that heart energy more to others. So that's a bit where we are trying. Yes, Sydney?
Yes, I want to add something about what says Jessica and Nico. And for me, detachment is not to try to don't be influenced by our emotion. Jessica refers about the monk, and it takes me a long time to understand how they react to events, because I thought, okay, if you are a monk and you see a baby on a bomb, so you don't have any emotion because you're a monk and you're supposed to be detached of everything. But I discovered then that detachment is to be open to all emotions, not only ours. And what I discover myself is first, when I start to enter to spirituality, I was hypersensitive, like all of us, I imagine. And for me, it was very difficult to manage outside emotions. But one day, during a meditation, I discovered that I will never be able to protect to every emotion all the time. And it's very difficult. And I discovered that if I open myself totally at the opposite, because before I was like in kind of protection. And I discovered if I open my heart totally to all emotion, it's my divine part that take all these emotion, and I can open to my divine part, and it's not anymore my ego part, my actor part that have to manage this, but my divine part. And that's how I face the world now, I try to be like an open hole, open channel to everything. And I feel now never attack again about everything. But when I was before trying to protect myself, it was more difficult than to be open to everything. So that's for me what is detachment, to be attached to everything at the end.
Mm.
That's what I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, maybe it's a good way to open up next week with the topic of detachment and see how we can move on with this. See how everybody is experiencing this this meditation. If it brought you something, and start and how do we see detachment? Because I understand Nico, and it's always for me. It's always the angle of how you view to how you watch something, how you feel something. It's we are as a multidimensional being watching from all sides, and so it's very interesting, this topic. And I didn't want to be a showstopper on the topic, but I felt it was a bit getting into deep for the ending of this hour. I love this discussion. I really love it because it's getting somewhere, and there's there's not one truth. There are many angles and many truths. So and the only purpose is to help people to open up more. I can feel for my heart, talking for me, that my heart is really wide open at the moment, feeling what everybody is bringing in. So it's for me, this is being a really interesting hour. I feel my pineal gland is still buzzing and open, and there's a lot going on there. I sincerely hope that everybody picks up for him or herself what's best or necessary or handy at this moment. And let's do it next week again and see how things are continuing, because I think it feels for me that this is very powerful for all of us, and it brings in very valuable information which can help others opening up in this interesting world. So I hope you agree with this, and
Maybe we can arrange a moment so we can all connect and talk about it and share more, and not in the Friday healing
session. Yeah, because this is meant to be a healing session. We forgot it somehow.
But we love to talk about it and share. And
so let's okay. Well, let's. I will messenger everybody. See if there's a moment we can connect on these topics. If you like, if you don't like, it's all. Everything is okay. There's no wrong or right. And then we can get into deeper with this topic. Next week will be then the normal healing session, so that everybody who has some issue or not, but can bring it in. Patricia is right on that. Yeah, I love to have you all here. I love you all. You are beautiful beings, everybody, and you bring so much light in this hour. It's beautiful. I hope to see you all very soon. We are in this not windy, cold Spain because it's freezing. I got my head here. It's cold.
So cute.
We have a blanket on our legs. So just before the show, I was sitting here with a blanket on my leg. And that's Spain. So no.
I know, I froze in Spain, so I know what you're going through.
The wall behind us is like a cave. It's a rock, so the cold is getting out of the rock and under the floor, and it's beautiful, and we like it. So this is experience or the emotions on that. I love to have you all here, Jessica, especially for you, because this is early and children time and things like that. So thank you very much to be here, and yeah, let's come back to it soon. For everybody who's watching it, this is a weekly healing moment every Friday, 5 o'clock Amsterdam time, and I hope to see you soon all here again.